Good morning. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Marlon Bledman. Today I want to show you a 2023 Freightliner M2 106 Summit hauler conversion. We're going to talk about some of the things that we haven't mentioned in a while. One of those will be the rear dump switch for your air suspension and what that does to lower that back end and avoid you jacking your trailer too high to get into that ball or fifth wheel hitch. So we're going to demonstrate that today a little bit later as we go around this truck. And we're going to point out some things that we kind of miss sometimes during our videos. One is that air dryer system, and we're going to start off right on that air dryer system. So again, you might be wondering what the air dryer system is. So on the Freightliners, especially on our Summit haulers, we do have a lot of air supply going into the truck. So we have the air ride system, we got the air brakes, we got the air suspension, we have the air cab, plus we have all the air ride. Like I said, the front seats are air ride, air horn. So there's a lot of air going in there. So we got a few compressors underneath the truck. And because of the air compressor, when those compressors fill up and you got the heat, you got the cold, that causes some moisture in there. So to avoid all that moisture going into those tanks and rusting it out and kind of just destroying those compressors, during the life of the truck, Freightliner installs a air dryer system for this. And this is right here. Right now it just has a little. So you guys can see here, again, this will be typically on the passenger side of the engine. And this system here avoids all that moisture going in to the tanks and avoid the rust accumulating on or in those tanks. And again, on this side here, you can see your air filter. You could see the levels of your radiator fluid. And as we come around here, you guys can see we got that 3-piece bumper as we look down. And it does have that little skirt underneath here, this little extension. And that always matches the color of the truck. But coming over here, we do have our water fuel filter separator. And that's the reason why they put it clear. In some trucks, you will see it come with, padded, and you won't see what's going on in here because of the way it is. So they will have some sensor that will tell you when it's dirty. But I kind of like the clear feature where you could actually see how clean that filter is. So if it gets dirty, if it gets clumpy, depending on what's happening, you could actually see it before calling it in to a Freightliner dealership. Again, levels of your power steering fluid. We have 3 access points for your fuses. And I always try to mention that because, again, when people buy those vehicles, something happens where a fuse is burned out and they need to replace it, and they need to know exactly where those fuses are. So when it comes to the chassis fuses, it will be on that fender wall right in front of the driver. So you do have all those fuses here. And as I go around the truck, I will show you guys where the other fuses are. So chassis fuses are underneath the hood on that driver fender. We do have our positive and negative studs here for charging or even jumping. So the batteries are located underneath that back seat, so you don't have to go and look for it. It gives you quick access over here. When we bring those vehicles into our location here in Fredrick, we put those nut covers, center caps, and also auto balancers on our units. Going to close up the hood. And as I close that hood down, see that vehicle has a soft close feature, so it doesn't just slam down. Once that is closed, there's 2 straps, one on each side. Allow that to go down and then strap it in to avoid any incidents happening down the road, especially that hood open up in front of you. You don't want anything getting damaged. We got 2 50-gallon fuel tanks. and a 6-gallon depth tanks on the 106s. Again, you do have that cover here that will cover this up, and it's lockable. Another thing I always like to mention too, if you're out and you're trying to fuel, especially when you're doing dual fuel, on the passenger, always allow your passengers to come out before you fill up, because for the driver door and passenger door, it will connect, so you don't want to have that denting or scratching during that process. So always allow your passengers to come out first before you fill up, so you avoid any scrapes, scratches, dents on those covers. Right now, it's a little bit gloomy here in Colorado, a little bit of snow coming down. You guys can see all my lights are on. Right here, you can see that. So coming down the road, everybody will see you coming. But one thing I'm impressed with is the interior we put on this brown exterior. Again, you can see that brown burl. Again, it's like a wooden finish, but it's really, really nice. Kind of matches well with the tan, the two-tone tan seats. We have a darker tan on the ends, and we have the inserts, a lighter tan. Really, really nice combination. Again, you got those air ride seats with your lumbar and heat, high and low. Right underneath there, you have your kill switch or your battery disconnect underneath here. You'll find those in horse trailers. You'll find those in those heavier duty trucks. Again, that just helps you save your life on your battery. If you, for some reason, left any lights on, that will avoid your battery being drained. Your key access point is right here to turn on that vehicle. Allow it to load up, and then you could let it rip. So right now this vehicle is running. I'm just gonna turn down the stereo there. So while this vehicle runs, you could walk around the vehicle, make sure everything is in working condition. All your lights are working. Again, we do have a light test button included with this truck, which I'll show you guys where that is located. But again, you got your rear bench seat that turns into a bed. Very nice feature. That switch will be on the driver side passenger door. Folds flat into a bed. Very, very comfortable. And that should give you a good napping area to take a break from your long trips. Let me raise that up. And again, we got some awesome storage. And we tried to use as much real estate as possible. All the way inside, all the way back there. And of course, we do have that air supply system. So if you want to put air in your tires, you got a quick. And back here, we got dual tires. We do have our auto balancers between those dual tires as well. All nut covers and center caps. And again, you can see that spacing right here. This allows us enough space so when we drop those airbags for your rear suspension, you will see how low that bed of the truck will go down. So right now, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to flip that switch to allow that bed to go down. So with having the trough cut out on the bed of our trucks and having that rear dump suspension on the rear, allows you a smooth transition into that ball or fifth wheel hitch without having to raise your trailer too much. So I love that feature so much. Some people do have that on their pickups, but it's not the same, you know. So let's look at the space in between there. Right now I'm about to flip that switch. So at the moment you will see that how low, you know, that bed of the truck goes down. You could see at least a few inches. I haven't totally measured it with tape and measure. So maybe my next video I'll do that. I'll have some assistance. But again, look at how low this goes. So again, once you're done, you hook up your trailer and you're ready to hit the road. The reason the alarm going off right now, that's just to indicate that your rear suspension is down. Once you're done and hooked up, you'll come back and flip that switch again, and then you will see the air will start going back into those bags and raise it up that rear. Very, very cool feature. Makes life very easy. And again, going back here, you got a nice little storage compartment over here. Right now I got all the LED lights in the back on. You guys will notice there are 2 whites and 2 whites on the headache rack. So 4 white lights. Right now, because these are on, I have the cargo switch or switch on. So those 4 lights will come on. The other way those lights will come on again is if you put that vehicle in reverse. Those lights will turn on as well. If you do go through your light test process on the truck, when you flip that switch to test all your lights on the truck, those 4 lights will not turn on. It's just another added, I guess, I don't know if it's a wiring process or whatever. They didn't want it to put too much on there to allow those 4 lights to come on through those 3 different ways or 3 different processes. So the only way those 4 lights will come on, so if in case you do your light test button, do not freak out. Those lights are working. Once you put it in reverse, it will turn on. Or if you turn on that cargo light switch. So just imagine it's dark and you want to hook up your trailer and you want more light. Those lights will accommodate for that. It's super bright at night and very good to have, especially if you're working at night. We do have a gooseneck ball right now. We kind of added this one quick for a video we did, and we needed a gooseneck ball, so you will not see the chain tie downs here, but you still have the option of removing this ball and putting the Hensley trailer saver hitch with those airbags system on there, or you could go to that gooseneck ball, get the chain tie downs all set up and allow you to hit the road with your trailer. So whatever option you want with any of our Freightliners on our lot right now, you could turn it into just a gooseneck ball feature, or you could opt in to the Hensley trailer saver hitch. And again, that will be at an additional cost, but you will get our costing on that. But again, once you guys call us and tell us what you need, we'll work with you and get that set up for you. All those parts and labor can be done right here at the store, so the truck doesn't have to leave site to get that installed. We got an incredible team with our service department and our parts department here in Fredrick. I work very good with every single one of them. So once you're ready to hit the road with this truck, if you call me today and you want to leave this afternoon with this truck, I could definitely make that happen. So I won't promise, but again, it all depends on what the day is looking like for those guys in here. But I know I have all parts to get a Hensley trailer saver hitch installed for you. And depending on the workload with those guys, I can attempt to sweet talk them to get it out the same day. But with that being said, with your trailer, you do have your 7-pin hookup up here for whatever trailer you're going to put on the bed. And I kind of started adding an extra one down here to make it a little bit closer to your bumper pull hitch. And of course, you got your license plate lights here. You got all your marker lights, and of course your 15,000 pound bumper pull hitch on this truck. Really nice color, I guess. I mean, we try to design those trucks and pick colors that a lot of customers would like or want to be unique with. So this is our last of our brown on our 23s with that very unique interior. So we're going to jump inside now, and as you go inside, look at the headroom, look at the leg room, and look at how safe it is to go in and out of this truck. And I'll open the door for Jody right now and kind of show you guys that 4 point of entry. You got this handle right here, a handle down here, handle up here, and of course you got a door handle. So that allows you to go in and out of this truck without any issues. And again, if I didn't mention the engines and transmission on this truck, we do have the Cummins 8.9 liter engine. And it's also partnered with the Allison 6-speed automatic transmission. And this is where our Allison transmission is located. As we move on to our plus models on our 24 as they come out, you will find a difference with the dash and where the Allison transmission will be located. So there will be a lot of changes on our 24 plus models. So as those come and roll in, you guys will have the choice of choosing the newer design in terms of the interior, or a lot of people love this design with the curved dash. And with the curved dash, just makes everything accessible with arm's reach. Very easy. Everything is pointing to the driver. So I kind of like the curved dash a little bit better. I wish Freightliner didn't stop doing that, but again, it's out of our control. But again, there's a few buttons here. Some of them might look familiar, some might not. So I'm just going to point out some of those buttons really quickly here. So with those two top buttons here, we have our cruise control. And again, some people will actually label it if they feel they need to know it better. So they'll put some labels on it. But again, speed control is what's here. So you will turn that on. You will set it while you're driving, and then you could accelerate. Once you're done, you could cancel, or you could just turn it off. You have your marker lights if you want to thank a driver for allowing you to pass, or you just want to be nice to everybody you pass on the side of the road. That marker light is here. We have a regen button here. This is a manual regen, and that's something you don't have to use at all. The truck does a manual regen by itself. Again, it will indicate to you. There is some notes up here that will actually guide you throughout your process. Again, if you see this light, if you see this one over here, and of course some information on your DEF refill if needed. So a nice little area here to get some notes, some warnings, some cautions, and some important information. But as we continue down here, you got your traction control switch, you got your rear differential lock, and the driver has access to all 4 windows. So this is the 2 front windows, and this is the 2 back. And they kind of do it where you know left, right, and you know which windows they are as you look. Heated mirrors, your rear dump switch. So when we did that rear dump display a while ago, this is the switch I pressed. And again, as you guys can hear, there is an alarm indicating that your rear suspension is dumped. I turned it off right away to just show you I could turn it off and the sound will go away. Right next to it here is your optional switch, and that switch has a little red light on. So that means that those cargo light, or those 4 white lights in the back, are still on. I'm going to turn that off for now. And your light test button, once you're in your truck, you start it, you hook up to your trailer. Once you're done, you could press that button, walk around the truck, and again, it will indicate to you all the lights on the truck will be blinking except those 4 lights in the back. And on your trailer, if you are hooked up to that 7-pin hookup, it will be blinking. Some of them will stay on, but you will kind of see which light is burnt out, if there is any. And again, these are all LED lights on this truck. Coming down here, you got your power locks. So I normally press that and forget to unlock when we end the video, so Jody's always stuck in here. So right now, I will unlock this one. And you do have your rear AC and heat. So blue is AC, and the red is the heat. And then right next to it is the fan levels. There's a high, medium, and low setting. And over here, you got 4 USB chargers. These are only for charging. You got your air parking brake, and you have your trailer supply air braking system as well. Over here is your Red Arc trailer brake system. It is electronic over hydraulic, electric and hydraulic, and then you have your air supply. So this truck is fully loaded, ready for any trailer that you need. If you do have a trailer with air, all we have to do before that truck leaves here, or you could do it on your own. It is pre-plumbed with the glide hands stuck in the between the truck here. So all you have to do is just mount those glide hands onto the truck somewhere. We have a perfect spot that we do it for customers all the time. So if you want us to do it before the truck leaves here, we could get that done. But then you have your regular AC and heat down here. Over here you have an HDMI and a USB plug-in. that USB plug-in will allow you Android Auto or Apple Play on your Stinger stereo sound system. With that stereo, you have AM, FM, satellite radio, and Bluetooth technology. Again, you do have your Apple and Android once you connect to that USB. HDMI, okay, if you have a little gaming system, you want to kind of just play while you sit in a truck stop or whatever, you could kind of connect that over here. You do have 110 plugins in that center console back here. And this one should have a couple USBs as well. Yep, 4 USBs and 2 110 plugins back here. Back to the stereo, you do have the option with your iPod as well. If you want to plug in an MP3 player, this one does have onboard navigation, so if you want to use that and not use your phone, you could do that. And then again, you could add cameras to this system as well if you do decide to do that. But again, with the cameras on this truck, we deal with the Voyager camera system, and up there you have your separate screen from your stereo, so you don't have to mess around with that. While you're driving, you could just kind of look up the same way you will look in your rearview mirror. This is pretty much a rearview mirror on this truck. You could add a rearview mirror. That's why this X is right here, or this cross is in the middle of this windshield, and you could center it wherever you want it if you want to do that. But again, having this camera gives you a very clear view. It's pretty much sync with what's going on right now, so there's not much of a delay in this camera. So if you want to add more cameras to this, you could add an additional 3 cameras, so a total of 4 cameras can be installed on this system here. So if you want that, just let us know. Again, you could do it on your own. We'll just kind of tell you where all the wiring is to run it to. But again, you have your air horn over here, you got your regular CD horn down here, you have your indicators, your washer wiper fluid, and your brights on the same level over here. So you could window washer, you got your water, and you got your indicators left and right, and if you push it down, you got your brights. So very, very cool. Everything is on one level here. And as we go on to the 24s, like I said, everything will be a little bit different, so it's a little bit getting used to. All your gauges on your cluster over here. You got your oil on top, water in the center, you got your transmission on the bottom here, you got your fuel. Right now it's showing like we need some fuel. You got that orange light here, but with that indicator here, we still have tons of fuel left. I'm sure we have about almost 30 gallons, 20 to 30 gallons of fuel left. So again, that's something you could kind of know you have enough fuel to get to your next fuel stop. But those 4 green lights down here, those are your gauges for your depth fluid. As it goes down, like with the indicator over here, once it turns into that red, you know you need to fill right away. But I always tell people, do not allow that to go to red. If you realize you got 2 bars left, the next time you stop at a fuel station, fill up with DEF. Or a lot of people like to store a couple gallons of DEF fluid in their storage compartment. So do that to avoid having any red squares over here. But underneath here, you do have your air supply. You got your primary and secondary air. When you start up the truck for having it sit for a few hours or a day or two, typically all the air comes out of that compressor to allow it to not build moisture. So it will start in the red and it will have an alarm. So people that are new to those trucks, if you hear that sound when you start up a truck, allow it to pass the orange and then go into the white, which is your safe zone. Once it gets into the orange, it will stop that beeping. But I'm gonna just kind of press the air here. As I'm pressing the air, you see right now it's actually going to the orange. But as I'm driving, it will fill up again. But if I continue pressing the air, that's the sound you will hear until it goes into the orange. So right now, you'll hear that sound. It will show air brake, and it will show that you have your parking brake up, which it is. And it will go away once you get into orange, and while you drive, it will go into the white. So Very easy to understand. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Another thing I want to mention here quickly is your engine brakes feature. You do have a high and low setting on the engine brake, and this is a true engine brake, so it's not like your exhaust brake on your pickup. This will stop you very easily with a trailer. So that's why one of the investments people make buying a truck like this is because of that true engine brake. Again, safety, safety, safety. It's all about safety investing in a truck like this. Having a big trailer on this truck, going down the mountains, climbing mountains, you know, having to stop abruptly, you know, because we got some crazy drivers out there. This will actually stop with that engine brake, with the full air brake system, and of course you have an awesome trailer brake system as well. So again, guys, there's so much to talk about this truck. We do kind of have a full walkthrough during a delivery process. Sometimes people order those trucks and have it delivered to their doorstep, and they will have questions after the fact, so they normally call us. We do video calls, we do regular calls, we send emails, we send information. We go over and beyond to, you know, to make sure customers are comfortable with the purchase. So again, we could go hours and hours and hours of different information on this truck. So if you guys are interested in a truck like this, we do offer long-term financing in personal name. We do offer regular financing, which is 7 to 8 years on a personal name. So we do have some options. We do take in trade-ins. We do offer delivery, like I said earlier, to anywhere in the United States. If you're out of Canada or out of state, again, you will need a broker to work with us on getting that truck past the borders. But again, we do have the options of doing that. So let me know what your mindset are, what you're looking for. This truck does come with massage seats, so we'd have some with massage. We have some with just heat. We have some with heated and cool. So we kind of give you a variety of different options on the seats, colors, and of course features on there as well. So in the meantime, I will talk to you guys soon, and we'll present you more information as we go along. If you guys have more questions, feel free to tap on the link below to comment on the slot below. We'll answer those questions as you put it in. If not, my number is at the bottom of the screen with my email. Feel free to reach out, and I'll definitely answer those questions for you. In the meantime, stay safe out there. If you want a safer truck, Summit Hauler is your truck for that. And again, thank you for your business, and for all those who've been following us. Keep on following us, and hopefully we'll earn your business someday. Thank you very much, and see you next time.